Zom 100 is probably my favorite new anime to come out in the past year or two. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Spenmo Rack Speaks. Appreciate you all for joining me. Make sure, do me a favor, subscribe, like, help your boy out. It helps more than you know. I really appreciate it. Now let's get right into it. Today's episode, I'm going to be giving you guys 5 animes that are must watch. 5 recommendations from myself of newer anime that I think you need to be watching. Must see. And I'm not going to do the original stuff. Obviously, there's a lot of great stuff going on right now. You've got One Piece in full swing. Fantastic. Shout out Oda, the Goda. You've got Bleach coming back, 1,000 Year Blood War. Second half of it is going to be crazy. It's not about that. It's not about One Piece. It's not even about Solo Leveling, which if you follow my channel, you know I've been watching. I've been doing episode reviews on, which is very good. These are more, I don't want to say lesser known, because a lot of people know them, but some that don't get their shine as much as I think they should. And I'm going to start it off right now with number 5, Revenger. Not Tokyo Revengers. It's called Revenger, and the main character, Raizo, he is a samurai. He's a trained samurai. He gets taken advantage of by the people he works for. They set him up to kill his fiance's dad, and this makes his fiance obviously lose her mind. She ends up biting the bullet, unaliving herself, so that sends him into a depression. It sends him looking for revenge, sends him looking for retribution. And he meets up with this gang of people. There's a bunch of crazy people. The main character goes and joins them. One is a doctor, used to be a pirate, buff dude, uses a bow. Another guy, he's like a handyman, a sales guy. And he uses, it's kind of weird to kill people, but he uses sheets of paper. You have this guy who flies a kite, uses his kite to slice people in half. The kite has wires, like sharp wire that is used to fly the kite. He uses that to kill people. And then you have a gambler who uses playing cards and coins and things like that. And they're this group that goes around kind of settling blood debts for people who can't afford to call a hitman. So if you're a poor person in the street, there's an episode where one of the ladies was swindled by, a fake doctor who's basically sold them snake oil, and she didn't have any money. Her husband died because of this, and they bite these coins and they leave them out, and that is a sign for the governing body to send a group of revengers to take care of that for them. It's a great show. It's a great show. I don't see a lot like it. It's a very complex story. There's a lot of moving parts. There's going to be a lot more going into it because there's a whole, like I said, governing body that puts them on these quests, gives the little sects the people they need to kill. And it's really fun to watch. It's a really fun watch. The main character really gets involved. He obviously gets his revenge. They do a lot of different things. Quick, fast-pacing episodes, good fight scenes, and a lot of things that I think people would enjoy if you watch this. So at number 5, I have Revenger. Not to be confused with Tokyo Revengers, but Revenger. It's a great anime. It's about people who are righting the wrongs of those less fortunate. It's about people who are fighting back for those who can't do it for themselves. So that is a great one. I think everybody should check that out. At number 4, now, this one's pretty popular. If you haven't watched it, watch it because it's amazing. At number 4, none other than Mashal, Magic and Muscles. It's basically One Punch Man meets Harry Potter. It's basically a spoof version of Black Clover. It is the guy who doesn't have any magic, born into a magic world, and he's nothing but this meathead dude who just does all these workouts, toned, super strong, and he uses his strength to win in a world of magic where he doesn't have any magic. He can't cast any spells, and it is spoof. It's supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be joking, and they do all of those parts right. They do all of the comedy parts right, where you're going to be laughing when you watch this, but it's also got a very good story. The main character, Mash, is very likable. He's a funny guy. And the action scenes are pretty dope. Like, you see people get fucked up. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun to watch. I think Mashal is something that a lot of different fans of anime can watch because, like I said, it doesn't take itself too seriously. It's supposed to be a spoof. It is literally One Punch Man meets Harry Potter. That's the best way to describe it. So, Mashal, Magic, and Muscles is something I think you should all be watching. It is a lot of fun. It is a good watch. Season 2 is out now, and the intro is one of the biggest bangers in anime. The intro of Season 2 of Mashal, check it out just for that, honestly, because it's great. You're going to be vibing the whole time. At number 3, I got Shangrala Frontier. This one is very, very dope. It's a very good anime. It's Sword Art vibes, without the incest and weird shit and all the stuff that's turned people off of Sword Art. But the main character, Sunraku, they call him the trash gamer, because he goes, and it's like same thing as Sword Art. It's fully immersive VR, so that's where the gaming's at. You lay down, you put on the VR headset, it's like you're in there, you're doing everything. He searches out the worst games, the worst rated games, and he plays them, and he beats all of them. Like, they're buggy, they're terrible, and he's done this over and over and over. That's what his reputation is, of beating these terrible games. And he finally plays a good one. He decides, or someone talks him into playing a good game for once. And actually, this is Shangrala Frontier. It's one of the top rated games out there. It's the number one game on the market for the VR headsets. And so he's like, I'll give it a shot. And he goes in there, makes a total luck build. It's a troll build. And he's using all of the things that he had to do in the other games. Like, he had to have the timing perfect because the other games were so buggy. He had to be very quick to use his instincts, because they do random stuff to progress forward in this game. And Shangrala Frontier, it's funny. It's got good comedic elements of it, as well as great fight scenes. It's got a great story developing. It's still in the first season, so I think you guys should jump on this before it gets kind of carried away. Like I said, it's got similar vibes to Sword Art without all the weird, like, family love shit that kind of ruined Sword Art for me. Like, I liked some of Sword Art. I liked the fight scenes and stuff, but when they were like, let's make a family, I was like, oh, all right, that's kind of weird. Don't really need that. And the rest of it is good because it's fighting. And that's what you get a lot of in Shangrala Frontier. You get a lot of the good fight scenes. You get him grinding, him dying, doing different things, getting in over his head. It's a lot of fun, and it's a very good watch so far, honestly. And now, into the top 2. And I think these two stand out above the rest. And number 2, I've got Hell's Paradise, man. Hell's Paradise, if you guys haven't seen this, go watch it right now, like today. It is fantastic. Season 1 is out. It's up. It's on Crunchyroll, so you can go watch it wherever you watch anime, probably. But Hell's Paradise, man, it is such a good series. The main character, Gabimaru the Hollow, he is a death row inmate. That's what this series is about. He's basically a superhuman shinobi. Like, he is a ninja, and he's got these superhuman abilities to where it's hard for him to die. And people say it's tied to him trying to get revenge for his wife's murder and his loved one's murder. And he does find an executioner who he thinks can kill him, and he's finally scared of her, so he runs away. And she offers him the situation where all these death row inmates find themselves, where they have to go to this island, which is Hell's Paradise, and you need to get the elixir of life from the middle of the island. They get to this island, crazy, wild shit there. Like, everything's killer. They have all these, like, titans, basically, like Attack on Titan, the Titan, like stupid ass things running around. They're there. A lot of different things you have to fight. These killer bugs. Anything can poison you, and just crazy diseases spawn from it. So I think Hell's Paradise is so great to watch. And there's more even on top of that. They have the Tenzin, which are basically like gods of this valley that rule over, that preside over it, that make the elixir of life, that they find out, and they end up fighting a couple of them throughout the season. And man, I'm telling you, the fight scenes in this anime are insane. Hand-to-hand combat. They do have abilities. There are a load of different villains that are put on this island, and they're all given their executioner that has to basically watch over them, and if they start trying to make a break for it, the executioner kills them. But all the villains have the goal to find the elixir of life while surviving this island, which is hard to do, and there's so much that goes into this anime. It is so good. This is one of my favorite new anime to come out in a long time. It is a must watch. Hell's Paradise. It is this hellscape of an island where they're trying to find the elixir of life, crazy fight scenes, great backstory, great pacing, and I think everyone should tap in because it is one of the best new ones that has come out in a long time. And then at number 1, probably my favorite new anime to come out in a while, it's called Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead. And the main character, Akira, is basically a MAPPA employee. Like he works at this job that gives him long hours, hard shifts, makes him come in on weekends, does all this. He hates his life, but he's a success because he's got this nice paying job, but it's working him to the bone, grinding him to death until a zombie apocalypse happens. He finds out on his way to work that, zombies are taking over. A lot of people are dying. All this shit's going on. You think he'd say, oh no, my life is ruined, but no, he gets happy because he doesn't have to go into work. He doesn't have to go into work the next day because the zombie apocalypse has happened, and that's why he's all happy. And the title Zom 100 comes from his bucket list, 100 things to do before he turns into a zombie. So he finally doesn't have to work, so he makes his bucket list of all the things he wants to do, and it's like be a hero, kiss a girl, get drunk in the daytime, fall in love, get really drunk, like a bunch of just stupid, funny things that he has to check off his bucket list. And it's so funny to see the interactions he has with characters in this show, because there are other characters who are like taking it seriously and only going out in certain situations. They go to a convenience store to get batteries and water and important things, medical supplies that would be at like a 7-Eleven. And you see him come in and he's just going there to get beer because he wants to get drunk. And so it's really funny. It's got a lot of good comedic elements to it as well. But also it's this like parkour runner fighting beat 'em up style combat that really draws you in. The animation is amazing. They use a lot of vibrant colors where it would be blood because it's a zombie apocalypse, so there'd be blood everywhere, and they're using these vibrant colors instead of it. It's a very, very fun watch. I think everybody should check it out. Zom 100 is probably my favorite new anime to come out in the past year or two. So yeah, that's 5 anime I think that everyone should watch, not including the big ones, obviously. But while you're waiting for those, Revenger, check it out. Amazing story, getting revenge for people in need. Number 4, Mashal, Magic and Muscles. Just like I said, it's hilarious. It's basically One Punch Man meets Harry Potter. Number 3, Shangrala Frontier. It's a Sword Art Online type of vibe with all the weird family love stuff that Sword Art had. Number 2, Hell's Paradise. Just amazing, amazing visuals, great fight scenes, and a very, very good idea for an anime you don't see much of. And number 1, Zom 100, Bucket List of the Dead. Hilarious, great visuals, great scene, great concept, and great characters. Those are the 5 that I think everyone should be watching. Appreciate you for listening. Make sure you like and subscribe and binge those 5.